What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Rockets, Hits, and Heartbreaks. Well, it's been a while, I feel like, since I've done this, and to be quite honest, I just forgot to do these videos every week. So we are back here. There's a couple people asking, like, hey, do you still do the Rockets? It's like, man, I guess these videos are, like, important. I should probably do them more. So we're here. We're going to do them today. Yes, we still do the Rockets. Yes, they are doing well. It's kind of been... been hit and miss until this last week. We did really, really well on them. Man, I probably hit more pick fives this last week than I've ever hit. Now, some of them paid very low, but were profitable, but still low, like make $100 low. But a couple of them really came through and paid well. We're going to talk about a couple that did, and then we're going to talk about a heartbreak as well a little bit. So I'll go a little bit quicker than normal. We're going to kick it off with Oaklawn. So Oaklawn on Friday. Let me put the ticket up here now, and I'll pull up the results. So Oaklawn on Friday, this was a big one. $96 ticket, like you're used to seeing, 3x4x4 by 2x2. Before I get into this, I'm going to talk about Rebel Day at Oaklawn. For pick fives and really pick threes even, it was the worst, like a miserable day. So there were 12 races. I hit my top pick, hit 6 out of 12 races. So very good for a winning standpoint. But for pick threes and pick fives, I didn't hit one. And I got it. It's so funny. I was telling somebody this. I got an email Sunday morning from Oaklawn, and the guy was like, that was the worst I've ever seen. I cannot believe it. And then the next, like in 3 minutes, I got an email going, that was one of the best days I've ever had at Oaklawn. And the difference was one of them bought the premium products where the exactas and trifectas would like come in, completely wrong, then come in, completely wrong, come in. And people were like, this was great. What a job you did. Because, yeah, Oaklawn on Rebel Day was you either are all over a race and you hit the winner, the exacta, the try was amazing, or you weren't even close. And that's what happens when Dwayne Lucas wins like maiden special weights. Like wins a graded stakes race with a maiden. That's going to bust all your pick fives in that sequence. I'm never having that horse. It's never going to be on here. Dwayne Lucas winning a maiden at like 30 to or 20 to 1 that day as well. I'm not going to have it. He won 3 races. He knocked me out of all 3 of the pick 5 sequences. That's the truth of it. So, you email that guy back and it's like, look, I'm never going to have Dwayne Lucas as a maiden to win a stakes. I'm not going to play it. And I know he does it sometimes. So it was one of those days. And that's kind of the maddening thing about like being public handicapper is, I went to bed that night thinking, man, I did okay on that Rebel card. Right. But then it's like, then you think, well, actually not all of it, because the pick threes and the pick fives were just terrible, because win, never would have had that horse in a million years. Win, never would have had that horse in a million years. If you're playing pick threes and pick fives, that is the most frustrating thing about it. You can be crazy right on a card and miss every single one of these. So let's talk about some ones we hit, though. I said I was going to ramble because we got a lot to go over, and here I am rambling. All right, let's go to Oaklawn here, though. On Friday, race 6 is what started off the pick 5. We went 1A, 2, and 4. The 2 comes in. Nothing to get excited about, though. Just a $5 winner, but you're alive, and to move on at Oaklawn is a big thing. You go to race number 7 now. We went 1, 5, 8, and 9. Thought this one was wide open, and this is when we kind of started to feel like, okay, we're cooking a little bit here. You get a $15 winner with the 8. We also had the 9, was a pretty nice price as well. So we're feeling good about it. But again, it's Oaklawn, and these are almost impossible to hit at times. So let's go to the 8th race here, 4, 7, 9, 11, where we went here. Another $15 winner, and we're very, very excited. Now it's like, okay, good news, you're 3 for 3, and this is going to pay something, right? Bad news, you're 2x2 at Oaklawn to wrap this thing up. So that's when things got a little bit scary. All right, this was with the key decision that kind of flipped it. I went 1-7 in this leg here and almost singled that 7 horse after there was a horse that scratched. We were 2-7, and then the 2 scratch, and I almost said, well, I'll single the 7 now. I said, no, put that 1 in. It's a horse you kind of like. Ramon Vasquez was riding. This is not. This is a horse that is kind of coming on a little bit. And there you see that magic number, another $15 winner. This one paid $15.80. So 2 deep going into the last leg. And this was another one where, you're rooting for the 6 to win because it was a little bit longer of a price, but the 2 gets in, and that's good enough. You had 3 $15 winners in this sequence, and then sandwich in there with a couple of shorter prices. You see it right here, $96 ticket pays $3,733.80. Boom. Right there it is. And it's just one of those things, guys. There was a million ways to lose this one with my handicapping. The path to victory was there. And so that's the thing. You got to realize you strike out. Let's say you strike out 3 times on Rebel Day. You played $96 tickets in all 3 of those pick 5s. You're down $300, but you can lose a lot of wagers when you hit these. And that's the beauty of the pick 5s. And that's a mindset you absolutely have to have, or you're going to be that guy that's sending me an email telling me how terrible I am. Because if you go into it and you're saying, okay, all I'm going to do today is play the pick 5s, you have to go into the mindset where it is very possible that I'm going for how many pick 5s there are, because they're very difficult to hit. Little things have to go perfect. They did here. We got it home. All right, let's go to another one here. I'll pull another one up on the screen. Let me take this one off as I go to another track here. We're going to go to Aqueduct. This is on Gotham Day. And I hate to use the word I was confident, because confidence is kind of a fake thing. Like, it just is what it is, right? It's just going to fall how it falls. There's really no such thing as confidence when it comes to these kind of plays. But I did look at the late pick 5 at this and think this is very hittable, and it's very logical stuff. So we'll go through it here. $96 ticket once again, no single here. We went 1, 5, 6, 9 in the first leg, and the 5 kind of galloped away from the 9 late. So never really in doubt there for that one. So we went on to the next leg. Another never in doubt winner here. Jody's Pride almost singled the horse, just like the 7, just enough to put the 7 on the ticket. It's cool. It worked out. We're 2 for 2. But you notice that first was 620. This one was 390. So nothing really special going on. Nothing to get excited about. This was the one that kind of got us going. Went 1, 4, and 8. The 1 was the last horse on the ticket. Paid $11.80. Like, okay, that's a good one. Dutro comes through for us with a decent price. After that one comes in, you kind of have the understanding, okay, we're not going to lose money if this hits, right? I mean, we're in good shape. It's not going to pay a ton, but that was nice to get that one home. And then to get Super Chow home, we went 3-5 here, and Super Chow paying $760. That was a pretty darn good payout. So pretty excited, really excited coming into this one. 4 deep. The Gotham was very tough. We knew that. I felt good about who we used. We went 3, 8, 10, 13. Of course, the 8 does no running. The 13 was just okay, not great. Kind of never felt like the 3 or the 10 was going to lose once we got halfway to the stretch. Deterministic just kind of takes off on us, and that was nice. It was a really good effort, and Deterministic, I think, stamped himself as a pretty good competitor there. So good race from him. He gets the job done. Just a touch was second, so really never had much to worry about. And kind of what I was talking about, I thought this was, when I put the ticket in, I thought this is I feel very good about this. Usually I go 2 for 5 when I say that, but I thought, man, this is going to hit. Like, this just makes sense. I knew it wasn't going to be like a huge payout, but $526.75 off a $96 ticket. You never had to stress. I know 526 is not what you're looking for from a pick 5, but at the end of the day, it was just there, and I just felt like it's there. It's there. Just take it and go on. If you lose, it wasn't there, right? But anyway, that one worked out very nice as well. All right, let's get to the heartbreak here. This came on Big Cap Day at Santa Anita. I was really, I don't know. I probably get too mad about this at times, but I thought this was another one. Okay, if I pick the right single now that Nisosa's scratched, like if I have the right single, this is coming in. Like, very, very confident this is coming in. So let's get to it now. Imagination was the horse I loved after Niso's scratch. I like this horse. Low-key like this horse, Imagination. I do think he has a kind of a habit of running to the level of his competition, which is going to be a big problem the longer he goes. But I think he's getting better, man. I like him. So anyway, I decided, okay, Niso scratch. I'm going to single Imagination. It was a gut-wrenching stretch. He kind of did that thing where he just hangs with the other horse, but he wins. He gets the job done. I was very confident this was coming in. I loved the last 4 legs of this. I thought, man, if I just thought You're singling Wind Me Up or Imagination, and you're using these other horses you really think are going to get you through the other 4 legs. And if you're wrong on the single, you're wrong. It happens all the time. So Imagination gets it done. I'm feeling great. De Jour, I thought, ran a really good race. I loved that we got Easter Beat, the favorite. That was big. We needed to do that. So I felt really good here. Big Cap, I left off a couple. Like, I left off Salesman. I left off Highland Falls. I wanted to try to get a price here. I thought it would come in. I used the 6. Oh, what a heartbreak. The 6 almost got it done. That was the Big Cap was one of those races. It just kind of set up exactly like I thought it would. But the 6 just gets passed late by the 5. But anyway, we're 3 for 3. It's another non-favorite. Feeling good. I knew the 10th race was coming in. Like, knew. So this was the one I was like, well, if I'm going to get beat, it's this one. And I get beat. 5, 8, 9, 11 is what I used. The 9 is just begging for the wire. The 10 comes up right up the rail, gets them late. The sickest thing about this, I put the 11 on and took the 10 off. The original ticket that I had wrote down was 5, 8, 9, and 10. I convinced myself the 11 was a better use than the 10. The 11 ran well, got third day. I'll kind of finish in a blanket there. The 10 gets it done. I mean, this is kind of goes back to what I'm saying. It's little things like that sometimes where it's like, well, you're dumb. Like, you had it wrote down originally and you kind of convince yourself otherwise. And, it's just one of those things. There's a million little decisions that go into these pick 5s that lead to hits or misses. So missed it. And obviously it comes down here. I was fairly happy that the 6 won this race and not the 11, because I went 4, 6, 11 in the last. The 11 was going to pay a lot more. So the 6 wins is the favorite. So I was happy about that. So I didn't miss out on a huge one. But anyway, still, look, this thing pays $5, $25, $50. So similar to that one at Aqueduct. And kind of like I said, I felt like it's right there. Just take it. And, you that's like just a one little miss, one little decision flips it from a $96 loss to, and if you make the right decision in that 4th race, it's a $400 or $430 win. That's a big swing. So anyway, all right. I've talked enough. That'll do it for the Rockets Hits and Heartbreaks this week. Guys, thanks for reminding me, a couple of you, that, hey, do you do these anymore? Yes, we do. So Rockets are still here. Lastly, I'll say I'm kind of more confident than ever in these. They've been doing very well. I really think they're still a very, very good, valuable product. You just kind of got to go into it knowing, hey, it's pick 5s. We're going to take swings. We'll see what happens. So, make sure to check the Rockets out. They're doing very, very well, and they continue to do well, and the racing's just heating up. So, all right, guys, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll be back, I promise, next week with more Rockets Hits and Heartbreaks.